Okay, let's talk before I go to work. Okay, I still have time, so I just decided to have some conversation. Okay, earlier today, me and my mom talked. Okay, wait. I finally told her what was my resentment over the years. Through the years, can you believe that I was getting angry for nothing? I was resented her for nothing. Like, she didn't even realize how bad her decisions like did, how bad the result of her decisions that she had made over the years, or what she had made. Okay, it was, my god. So what was triggers me is because she told me about the situation that one of my brother, they are putting one of their child for adoption. Yeah, so it triggers me. It kind of took it there, and so that is why I kind of blew out my resentment. Okay, so I talked to her, and I told her that, really. So he just repeating that. This is what I told her. So he is just repeating what you guys did. And she was like, what do you mean? What do you mean what I did? And I told her, oh really, you didn't know? Isn't that what you did? So he just recreating your bad decisions in life. And she was like, what bad decisions? And I was like, really, mom? Do we really have to go through this? And I told her, what you did to us? You gave us away. Four of us, well, total of five, not just, well, four of us, the total that she gave us away. And then I told her, really? You don't know what am I talking about? You gave us away. The first one, you sent my sister to Manila to work as a young age. She was only 14 that time. And then my sister Lani, you sent her to one of your siblings in some provinces just to go to school. So she was enslaving herself in your brother's house just to go to school. Okay, so in return, she will go to school, but she have to take care of their children. She have to wash their clothes and clean their house, doing all the chores in their life, that they can even do. But because she's there, she's the one who's gonna do it. And then my kuya, my brother, you send her to the neighbors. He raised up, he grew up with a different family, the neighbors, okay? And me, I was at my grandma. So you tell me that's not what you did. You tell me that you didn't give up on us. Do you think that's right? So I'm telling you that one of your son is recreating your bad decisions in life. And she was like, I don't think that I was wrong. I didn't think that's true. And I told her, really? That's not true. That's what you did to us. It's not true. So you're telling me that I'm lying, or that I'm just imagining the life that I had with you, that growing up was so difficult, that I struggle. So you're telling me that while I was growing up, I had to look for you wherever you at. When I was growing up, I was a child. I was growing up struggling, living with you because of the decisions that you made, because you can't afford to have children, but yet you have so much children. And I suffered growing up, and not just me, even my siblings. And I remember growing up that I have to hunt you down in every house in the neighborhood that I know, just to look for you, to find you if you are there playing gambling. I have to hunt you down because I need you to feed my siblings, but then you're gone. So I had to hunt you down so I could ask for money, so that I could buy food for my siblings, for me and my siblings. So do you think that's right? Huh? And she was like, well, I didn't know that that what I did was wrong. You didn't understand. I grew up, I lead my life and no one is helping me, and that nobody was helping me, and I was only left alone by myself. No one is helping me. And I told my mother, well, no one helped me too to get to this far. But I didn't give up my children. I raised my child because that's the only because I knew that's the right thing to do, and that is my responsibility as a parent. Of course, that is you now. That's your responsibilities to take care of us, to take care of you, to take care of yourself, to take care of the children. Okay, you say dad died, right? Well, since the dad died, it is your responsibility to take care of us, you and us. But you didn't. What did you do? You gave up on us because you couldn't take care of us. You gave up on us because you said you couldn't afford to have us. So we sent us in different families because you couldn't afford to have us. And yet, you could have been avoided if you only prepare yourself before you build your family. You know that, I told her. Like how I avoided mine. You know what you did? I learned from you, from your own mistakes. You know that I said when I grow up, I'm not going to be like you. When I grow up, I'm not going to have so much kid that I can't afford. I'm not going to be like you having 9 children when you can't barely take care of yourself. And she was like, sorry, I didn't know that I was wrong. I was like, really? All the years, all my life, 39 years of my existence, that I was so frustrated, I was so upset, I was so disappointed, I was so angry, resented her all my life because I thought that she knew what she's doing. Really? And come to this point that she don't even know that what she did was wrong. Really? Who on the earth don't know that how do you call that what you did is not right? Really? Or you don't know what you're doing. And she's telling me that, oh, it's because I have no help. I don't know where to get the help after your dad died. You know the situation. That's what she said. She's telling me that I should understand the situation. And I told her, well, I do understand it because I came to your situation too. I had my child, but I avoided that situation because I realized that if I have if I have more children that I couldn't afford, despite of my situation, then I will struggle. I know that. And so I use my head, I use my mind, I use my brain that I will not gonna have kids despite the times that I couldn't even take care of myself. So I avoided that because I don't want my children to go through what I went through before. So that could have been avoided. You know that you are struggling with your life from the beginning, then you shouldn't have any more children. You should have build and recreate yourself first before you create another life. And that's what you should have been done ever since before, because I did that too. I went through your situation too. I had my child at a very young age, but I couldn't put I couldn't put through my children into the same situation that I had before. I couldn't left my children. I couldn't left my child into another family knowing that, I don't know the people and I don't know how are they going to take care of my child. So I cannot, So I avoided that. I used all kinds of contraceptions so that I could avoid getting pregnant at the times that I couldn't even take care of myself. And you should have done that. But you didn't. You wait until you get menopause, until you stop, until you quit having children. And so, yeah. And she was like, well, Yeah, and so I told her, and look at you now. One of your son, one of your children is recreating your bad decisions in life, repeating the same cycle as what you did, and he's even more worse because she's a baby. The baby that he's giving up is a baby. He is more worse than you because you gave up on us when we were on 6th grade. All of us, like, at least we reached the 6th grade when you finally give up on us because you said you couldn't afford. But then what did you do? You end up like playing gambling all your life instead of trying to help yourself to get better. You drown yourself into gambling addiction. So how that helps? It didn't help us. I suffered all the way growing up. And that's the reason, you are the reason why I end up like this, having to have only one child, because I don't want to go through that again. I don't want to suffer through that situation. And she was like, I'm sorry. Well, I'm okay now. I'm not, at least I finally tell you what's on my mind now after through the years. I didn't know that you're gonna resent me for this. That's what she said. And it was like, in my life, in myself, I said, oh my God, after all the years, I didn't know that I was getting angry for nothing. Yes, I resented my mother like years and years, and yet she don't know that what she did was wrong. And she's blaming that because no one is helping her. And I told her, of course not. Of course no one is going to help you because that is your responsibility now. That's what I told her. If your husband died and you left alone with your kids, that is your responsibility to take care of us. Because as a parents, us, irresponsible parents, it is your responsibility to take care of us, to guide through all the way until even high school, until we finish high school, until we can stand on our own feet. But what did you do? You left us out. You gave us out because you couldn't afford, but yet you spend your time doing the wrong thing all over again. You spend all your time in the gambling. Instead of finding a solution how you get better in your life, you wasted all your life doing the gambling. And yet now, until now, when you get old, you can't even support yourself because you did not prepare yourself. And you think that's right? And she was like, oh, I'm sorry. I see now why you are so mad at me. I see now why you act like that, because you think that I forgot you, or that I left you, or you have no idea how hard for me to be. You have no idea how hard it is for me every Christmas that I think about you all. I was like, really? I didn't think that you think that, because all those years you didn't do anything. I told her, growing up you didn't do anything. You didn't even help yourself to have a changes, if you really want us to come back to you, because you said you couldn't afford us. So as a parent, if you really couldn't afford us, then you shouldn't have more children. If you couldn't afford us, that's what I told her. And if you couldn't afford, then you should have stopped, right? And then you will find a way how to support us. But you didn't do that. You just waste all your life doing the gambling. And yeah, I don't know. And she was like, I didn't know that I was a bad mom. I didn't know that I was like, that just useless parents, or incapable of being a parent. And I told her, well, I wasn't really gonna tell you this until you brought up my brother's situation. It just kind of like triggered me, I told her. But now that's how I feel through the years. But I'm okay now. It kind of made me feel better, actually. Anyways, I feel a lot better now after telling her what's going on my mind. After what I have been carrying through the years, I feel so much better. I feel like it lifted whatever my resentment to her, it lifted. And now my resentment to her is finally gone, I guess. Hopefully it will never come back because I already told her. And so I told my mother, please, mother, talk to your son. Teach him, tell him that you should have learned a lesson from me, that you shouldn't doing the same thing what I've done to you. Well, they actually, she didn't let them because they stayed at her for until now, but it's just us that she gave us all away because she said she couldn't afford us. Parents, Filipino parents, in all the years you don't know that that's what I've been going through. And so I told her, talk to my brother, have a vasectomy done, and tell the wife to have a ligate, so that way they don't have to make any more children, because I feel bad to those children. They're gonna raise up like they're gonna resent them too. You should tell her. You should tell her about what happened before. Maybe they will listen and maybe they will understand. But my mom said, well, what can I do? I'm not them, and I have no authority to tell them what to do. They have their own life. But at least, the baby is gonna go to my brother. Yeah. And my brother is okay with that. Because because he never have his own child. So he wanted to have his own child. Well, he don't have a girlfriend. How he gonna have a child? Well, actually, he had a girlfriend before, and they got pregnant, but then they got miscarriage too, so they lost the baby. And now my brother said that, well, I don't mind to take care of this my niece because she's our own blood. So yeah, I will take care of my niece as my own, and I will raise her as my own. And yeah, I mean, the baby is lucky, I guess, with my brother, because I know my brother is a hardworking person. I lived with him when I was in my high school, and he took me in during high school, and I know how hard working he is. Yeah, he took care of us. And I admire my brother. He became my mom and my dad. Yes, despite of a young age, he took care of us. Yeah, he's the one who even helped my other mom's children to go to school. So yeah, he became more parents than my mom. And my mom left alone, being still a mind of a teenager, But, I told my mom, well, I'm okay now. I'm not mad anymore because I already told you what my resentment is, what my resentment was. And I'm okay now. And I'm not mad anymore. I'm not even blaming you. I'm just telling you the story, I'm just telling you what happened. Because you brought me there to that situation. So I brought up the situation. And so, yeah, I'm not mad. So, yeah, I told my brother, so you are starting all over again, because after raising my other mom's children, now you're taking care of the children of our brother. My God, I don't know what's wrong in their mind. I really don't understand them. I told my mom, the solution is, if you can't have any more, if you can't afford your own self, if you can't afford your own, then you shouldn't have to have children. That's the solution. If you are struggling dealing with money, with, financial, then you shouldn't have any more children. You have to create your life first before you create another life. That's the solution. And my brother seems like he never learned. And I told my mom, look at him, he never learned too. Because that's his second one too. The first child that they have, they couldn't afford, so they gave it to one of my other siblings too. And now the kid is now, I think, 12 years old, if I'm not mistaken. And so now they got pregnant again. I don't know how many children he has now. I think he has 4 or 5 now. So now he keeps some of the children, and then now he's giving another children to my brother now. So it's like repeating the same cycle. And that's why I told my mom, if I were you as a mom, I will talk to my son, And I told her, because to me as a parent, I can't let my children go to other family, or I cannot let my children being far away from me, mostly at that young age, because to me, that is my responsibility. My child, my responsibility. That is to me. And that's why I can't let that happen to my child. Because to me, I will take care of my child. I will do anything to protect and raise my child until he or she can stand on his own. That's me. I will not have any more child if I know I can't afford it. So that's why I only have one child, because that's the only thing that I can afford, and that's the only easier for me. And so I told my mother, if I were you, I will talk to them. I will guide them, tell them what, I'm not, well, I know, I understand her that it's hard to tell them what to do. But if you are concerned, you can talk to them. You can talk to them in a nice way, Tell them that, what you do is wrong. Then you should not stop having more children if you can't afford them, That's the only solution. It can be avoided. But I don't know. Their mind is like different than mine. Because me, I use my past, my parents' failure, my mother's failure. I use that as my own. I apply that to myself as my lessons in life. I did not have any more children in times that I couldn't take care of my own. I think about myself first. I ask myself first if I can afford the children or not. And then I look at my situation, see if I can afford myself. I could afford the living. And then if I see that I couldn't afford my situation, then I will not have children. And so that's why I did have not any more children. So that is why I stop it. I stopped from the beginning. I stopped having to only have one kid because I was afraid that I will struggle again, and it will be hard for me to take care of the child, and it will be hard on me if I have another child, because child care is so expensive, and it will be hard for me to be multitasking, to be able to take care of the child and work at the same time. I can't go through that. And so that's why I decided to use all kinds of contraception just to not get pregnant, because that time getting pregnant is not what I need in my life. Yeah. And I don't know, they need some guidance, and that's why I said to my mother, guide them. But what can you say? What can you do? My mother can't even guide herself. So how is she gonna guide her children, I told her, well, what you did before, you did not become a parent to us. You did try to become a parent, but you failed. And you should not fail, because as a responsible parents, that is your responsible to take care of your children, you and your children. Despite that no one is gonna help you, you are the one that responsible to help your own life and your own children. That's what I told her. And I don't know if it even matters to her now. She is now 61 and is still helpless. And is still somehow, she stay in the age of probably 16. I don't know. My child already moved out, and her, she haven't moved out. Well, she living on her own, but financially she is depending to us. So I don't think that's moving out, right? I don't think that being independent. But it's too late, and I don't know what to do with her. So I'm still trying to figure it out. How am I going to help the person who couldn't even help herself? Yeah. So, yeah. But she's my mother, and I still have to help her. And I know that she's still my responsibility for when she gets older. And I know that one day she will need me, mostly financially, when she gets older. And I'm still trying to help the best thing I could. She's now in her 60s, 61. And yeah, it feels like it's too late. For me, it's not, but for her, I know it's always too late. Well, she gave up at the age 30, 35, I think, when she started saying that she's already old, and I am now 39. Can you believe that? Unbelievable. But, you know, she's still my mother, and I still have to watch over her. Oh my God. She's like my another child that never grew or never becomes mature. Okay, and I'm just praying, to God, what should I do, how to guide me, how to take care, how to become how to maintain being a mother of my own mother. Yeah. And so yeah, that's all I wanted to share. So please, if you are a parent, please plan before you have your family, okay? So that way no one gonna struggles. Yeah, that's all I wanted to share, and I'm going to go to work now, get ready and finish my makeup. Yes, my eyebrows is too much work. I'm thinking to have microblading. I said that before, but it never happens. Okay, we'll talk to you again next time. Bye.